Hi, this is Mike Score from A Flock of Seagulls, and you're watching Toasted.
There you go, because I saw you had a massive tour still, right?
It's 21 shows in 21 days. So, yeah, and the traveling is the hard bit, but the shows are the easy bit.
Yeah, why? Because still a lot of people checking out the shows, of course.
The shows are going really well, and the band's playing really great. And, for us, that's the focus of the day. So that's what we're aiming at. We all try and peak at that moment, and like my drummer wants to play just constantly and stuff like that. And obviously, you get a little bit nervous before every show, and that
You still have that after 30 years?
just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm confident what I do when I walk out on stage, but you never know what that first note is going to be. And for most people that I know, the first note, if there's anything wrong, it takes you a little time to get over it, but if it's right, then the whole thing just jumps up. And 99% of the time it's right. So that's the exciting moment.
What made you guys tour again, actually, and especially Europe?
I've been asked to tour Europe every year for about the last 8 or 10 years, and I've always been too busy. I've always had too many other things going on in America and South America. Stuff like that, or personal things getting in the way of the time. So this year they called me and I said, well, I'll do a week, and then they said, well, we can do 3 weeks non-stop. And I just had a little thing in my head that said do it, and so I just said to my guys, let's go do it. And they said, well, we've been waiting 25 years. So it felt like the right time for some reason. I don't look at myself as a certain sound, because I'm influenced by everything from country through 50s style rock through even opera, and it depends what I'm into on the day of what kind of song I will write. And then, of course, it has to be twisted so that the band can play it.
But you still write music, so that's really good news.
My favorite part of the whole music thing is writing a song, because that's the most exciting. When suddenly that jigsaw comes together, you get a real buzz, a real electric shock from it. And of course, like they say, 9 out of 10 songs you write will never see the light of day, but they evolve into other songs and other song parts. But the next day you actually write a completely different song, so you forget the one you wrote yesterday. And then just every now and again you'll sift through them and go, I'm going to work on this one. Oh, and then this one I wrote 2 days ago, it kind of fits with that. Okay, now let's try and jiggle them together and get extra parts. And
Do you have any plans to put out that music, actually? A lot of people are dying to get their hands on that stuff, of course.
I've always got plans to put stuff out, but I think with the state of the record industry lately, whereas you could spend all your money or whatever, all your time making a CD, and the next day somebody takes it and puts it on the internet for free.
Yeah.
So it's not worth making a CD as far as that goes. But the industry's got to the point now, and technology, where you can do a song, put it on your site for a download, and then it's up to you whether you give it away free, really, or somebody's going to pay 50 cents or $1 or something like that. And I think as far as fans go, if they don't want to lose the bands they love, they'll buy their music instead of stealing it,
Yeah.
And I think that is starting to be the way people think of it. But the good thing is they don't have to spend $15 or $20 on a CD. They just buy the songs they like.
And why did you ever move to the States, actually?
Well, I was living in Liverpool, and it was pretty depressed. And then the original version of the band split up in '86. So I thought I'd take a bit of a holiday in the States, and I just never came back. I went over there. It was for New Year, and I ended up staying for 6 months, and then made some new friends, and I came back to Liverpool, and I went, why am I here? Let's go back to the States. Then I started to meet musicians and stuff and put the band back together, because I consider A Flock of Seagulls to be me, because I write the songs. And I met some good musicians, and they kind of uplifted me.
With it, and you play. I can imagine if you played every day.
Yeah.
Is that still the case, actually?
No. I love the song itself because it gave me the freedom to have the life that I have. You go through phases with songs where it's not my favorite song all the time. Space Age tends to be my favorite song to play all the time because I just love the chords in it.
Cool.
Wishing because it brings back a lot of memories. But certain songs we do become your favorite. Like you play them live and they suddenly sound great. And I play Iran for fans. But if fans love it, it brings it back to me. And, I start going, well, I love this song.
We have to talk about, of course, is the hairdo you were sporting back in the 80s. Because you're laughing, but it has been very influential. Maybe it has been very important to the career of the band because it did make you stand out.
Absolutely.
And it was the most talked about hairdo, maybe still is, since Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and I knew at the time, when we started the band, I was a hairdresser.
Yeah.
And I got into fashion and hairdressing, and that obviously led me into music. And I knew, looking at people like David Bowie and Alice Cooper, and you had to have a strong image, So I was into aliens and spaceships, so I wanted to be a spaceman, but I didn't want to wear a stupid spacesuit.
Yeah.
I wanted to look like a rock star space guy. And the hairdo was on its way, and then a happy accident basically just turned it into what it was.
Because was that really the story that happened?
Yeah.
The bass player put his hand on your head?
Yeah, he did that. We were just about to go on stage, and I was just giving it a bit more, coiffure and stuff like that. And he just went, "Let me see myself." And he knocked it down, and it all fell down. And so I just went, "Okay, it looks great like that."
You ran on stage and that's it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then, then a couple of little girls started pointing at me, and I was like, something's working. And then when we came off, my manager said, "I don't know what you've done," he said, "but they're
back."
Yeah, well, part of the reason we're doing this tour is to revitalize people's interest in the band. Well, mostly it's fun for us. We know we've got fans in Europe, and we wanted to play for them. And hopefully it will revitalize interest from promoters and stuff like that. The band is great. We play great. We're getting really good feedback and everything. So hopefully next year or maybe next summer, we'll have another space where we can come over for 3 or 4 weeks and do even better than this tour is doing.
We'll be waiting for that. And of course for the music you're bound to put out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.